So again, I'm gonna, you know what, Malachi, I'm gonna begin reading some of these comments, some more of these comments.
Okay, bro.
A sister, I think she had very good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We're by no means, lashing out. We're just
no,
responding
no,
and
not at
answering the
all.
question.
And again, I thank many of the people because the dialogue was good, and it is a fertile ground for learning the truth if
Right.
one would accept it.
Right.
This sister wrote Shalom, and I pray that you will understand this, that through Messiah there is a new covenant with better promises and a superior priesthood. What do you feel about that?
Well, I agree that through Messiah's better promises and a superior priesthood.
That's true.
Okay. Um, but that has nothing to do with the fact that because later on this person wrote that through the death of the Messiah he did away with the Levitical priesthood and the sacrifices, and that goes against the testimony of Yahushua. And this is the point we're trying to make here. We understand we're going to go into this greater priesthood, okay? But when we say that when Messiah died on the stake, cross, stake, execution stake, okay? When we say that, and when he did that, he did away with the sacrificial system. That's not scriptural whatsoever.
Not at all.
In fact, it goes against what Messiah, his testimony.
His words.
The testimony says, "Think not I come to destroy the law, the Torah, the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill."
And then what did he say right after that?
Go ahead. Verily, verily, I say unto you,
Till heaven and earth pass away,
not one jot or one tittle shall pass away until
from the Torah till all be done.
And so here's the question.
What is all that needs to be done?
Well, before that, has heaven passed away?
No, heaven is not.
Has the earth passed away?
No, it is not.
Then therefore, Yahushua has not done away with one jot or one tittle of the instructions.
I'm gonna read my response to that sister's question.
Okay.
Again, she asked Shalom, and I pray that you will understand this, that through Messiah there is a new covenant with better promises and a superior priesthood. And again, sometimes, man, you can only do so much with writing. If you can talk with some people, I mean, if you can sit down and talk and dialogue, it means so much more. But my response was, many people think the renewed covenant is something totally new. It is the same covenant, but the promise is that he will write it in our hearts. When Moshe came down from the mountain, he broke the first set of commandments when he saw the children of Israel worshiping the golden calf, which was symbolic of us breaking the commandments. However, he went back up. When he went back up, he came down with the same set of commandments, the exact same set, but except this set made it into the Ark of the Covenant. This is symbolic of us breaking the Torah, but the next covenant, or the next set, will make it into the Ark of the Covenant, Ark of Testimony, also known as our heart.
Yes.
And so, also, I said, she wrote, I'm sorry, superior priesthood. And I said, true. We are a priest after order of the firstborn. Many of us believe on the Messiah. A majority of us are not Levitical, are not Levites.
Right.
And I said we are ordered after the firstborn, not after the Levitical priesthood, which is exclusively belong to the Levites. I know and understand this because Yahoshua is the high priest after the order of Melchizedek, which is after the order of the firstborn. He redeemed the firstborn coming out of Egypt. But don't think for 1 second that the Levitical priesthood is finished.
No.
Is not yet finished.
No.
The Messiah said to heaven and earth pass away. So the sister went on to say that here's a comment. She said read Hebrews 9 and 8 through 14. He put an end to the Levitical priesthood, going through the motions of things. He put an end to the meat offering, wave offering, drink offering, tithing, etc.
Now, my question is, where do you get that? Where do we get the idea that from those scriptures that Yahushua did away with the Levitical priesthood and the offering and tithe. Let's read the scripture and see, does that teach that at all? Okay, that was, she said,
She said Hebrews 9:8.
Okay.
9:8 through verse 8 through verse 14.
Now, in order to do that, first of all, let's read chapter. In fact, we're gonna go to chapter 8. First, we're gonna read 9. We're gonna read the scripture first. Then we're gonna go back and look at the whole thing so we get a better understanding. So she said, chapter 9, verses 8 through 14, right?
Yep.
The Ruach HaKodesh, or the set-apart spirit, this signifying that the way into the most set-apart place of all, was not yet made manifest, while as the first tabernacle was yet standing, which was a figure for the time then present, in which were offered both gifts and sacrifices that could not make him that did the service perfect, and pertaining to the conscience, which stood only in meat and drinks and divers washings and carnal ordinances imposed until the time of Reformation. But the Messiah being come and high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building. Down to what?
Verse 14.
Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the set apart place, having obtained eternal redemption for us, in italics. For if the blood of bulls and of goats, and the ashes of an heifer, sprinkling the unclean, set apart to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of the Messiah, who through the eternal Ruach or Spirit offer himself without spot to Elohim, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living Yahweh?
Question.
Yes.
Where in that did it say he put an end to the Levitical priesthood?
Well, there's absolutely nowhere that it said he put an end to Levitical priesthood. We agree that the Messiah's ministry was a superior ministry.
Of course.
Because this is what Hebrews is trying to teach us, that he was a superior. See, that he had a superior priesthood. Okay. He had a superior ministry.
Right.
He had a superior tabernacle.
Superior purpose.
He has a superior offering. Right. Okay. That we agree with. Okay. But that by no means put an end to the Levitical priesthood. Now, listen what it talks about. We're going to go back and we can see here.
And before we jump the gun, let us make sure you listen, or you miss something.
Right. Please listen as we read this. What's being said here, okay?
Listen to the end before you make a judgment.
Yes. The reason why we say the Levitical priesthood is not done away with, or the offering and so forth, is because the scripture teaches not done away with. Messiah said, don't think I come to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy it, but to fulfill, okay? And verily I said to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the Torah until all be fulfilled. Now, with that said, there will be another temple built in the millennial kingdom. And we're going to go to Ezekiel and we will see this. That's why we said it has not been done away with, because the scripture teaches that, okay? But what is he talking about here? Look at Hebrews chapter 8. It says, now the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. I'm going to summarize all this, okay? We have such
a high priest,
yes,
who is seated at the right hand of the throne of the greatness in heaven, and who serves in the set apart place and of the true tent which Yahweh set up, and not man. For every high priest is anointed to offer both gifts and slaughters. So it was necessary for this one to have somewhat to offer. For if indeed he were on earth, he would not be a priest, since there are priests who offer gifts according to the Torah, who serves a copy and a shadow of the heavenly, as Moshe was warned when he was about to make the tent. For he said, see that you make all according to the pattern shown you on the mountain. And